Hi, my name is Madeline and welcome to my studio. Today I'll be doing a tour of the first portion of my sketchbook. This is the current sketchbook that I'm using. It's a traveler's size from Archer and Olive, and I started it on the 1st of May 2023. This sketchbook has 144 pages and there are 160 GSM, which means they're pretty thick for notebook paper. This cover was exclusive to the 2022 June subscription box from Archer and Olive, so unfortunately it's not available anymore, but they do have plenty of other notebooks in various sizes, including the traveler's size. I have a collection of Archer and Olive journals, and when I was going through them to pick my next sketchbook, this cover absolutely inspired me. I love the colors, and I was really trying to bring more color into my artwork, so that's why I chose this one. I've been mostly using alcohol markers, colored pencil, and acrylic markers like Posca's, and the Archer and Olive acrylograph pens. This is the fixative that I've been using to set the pages. This has helped eliminate transfer because I tend to press pretty hard with the colored pencil. Here are just a few facts about this notebook that I really like. It does have a pen loop, which I tend to use a lot. It has a pocket in the back of the notebook. The pages are bright white and dot grid. This notebook also has two bookmarks at the bottom, which I found really handy when I'm using it. Without further ado, let me show you what's in this sketchbook.
So I think I've used about a fourth to a third of the notebook now. It's getting pretty chunky, so it's kind of hard to tell, but there are 144 pages total here. So on the inside cover, I thought this would be a great place to try alcohol markers on this paper, since there wouldn't be any bleed through. So that is alcohol markers with colored pencil and acrylic marker. Flipping over the page, we have a few little doodles here. Up in the top corner, the shrimp is water-based markers and colored pencil on top. The clouds are a sparkly blue acrylograph pen. The apples, water-based markers, colored pencil on top. I've been super inspired by neons lately, especially neon green, and pairing it with some orange. So that's what I have going on here. Most of it is water-based markers with some fine liner and colored pencil. So on the next page, on the left side, I was playing around with colored pencils and layering them with a black Posca marker, and then the lettering is done with a white acrylic pen as well. On the right, I drew a scarab beetle with alcohol markers, colored pencils, and a little bit of acrylic marker as well. On the reverse of this page, I was trying to play around with the bleed through from the scarab beetle, so I took some washi tape and cut it into shape and layered it with colored pencil and acrylic marker. On the right side, we have a mojito I drew using alcohol markers, colored pencil, and a little bit of a white acrylograph pen. On the next page, my mission was to disguise that bleed through as much as possible, and I think I did a pretty good job. This cowboy boot is done with colored pencil and some acrylic marker on top for some detail. On the opposite side, I have a Venus flytrap that was all colored pencil as well, and then I glued in a little piece of newspaper in the corner. It's been really popular online to draw frogs doing different cute little things. So this guy is sitting on a mushroom smoking a pipe. That was done with alcohol markers, colored pencil, and a black and a white acrylic marker. On the right side is one of my most favorite drawings so far, done with the same supplies as the last one. I just absolutely love the contrast of colors in this one. I'm using a lot of different colored pencils on this page to kind of disguise that bleed through again, and then I used a black acrylic marker to color in the background. I also used colored pencils on the right side for the cat skull and the little goose in the corner. Then on the left here, we have a salmon steak. I absolutely love the range of color that I was able to get with the colored pencil and then a little bit of acrylic marker. I was able to achieve this dandelion by using alcohol markers, colored pencils, and a tiny dash of white acrylic marker, and I'm really happy with these drawings. Okay, again, I'm working with some bleed through on the other page, so I decided to do this really vibrant traffic cone. I used some white acrylic marker and colored pencil for that one. Then on the right side, I have a goldfish. I'm not exactly super happy with it. He doesn't look as cute and bubbly as I would like him to, but that I did with alcohol marker, colored pencil, and a tiny bit of white acrylic as well. These next 2 pages, I wanted to add some groovy patterns, so I drew a milk carton with shades of blue, mostly alcohol markers and colored pencil. And on the other side, I drew an old school TV with that funky pattern in there, and that is all colored pencil and acrylic marker as well. To achieve that background, I let the black dry and then went over it again with the colored pencil. I believe this is my first double page drawing. I wanted to make it super colorful and picnicky, so I used mostly alcohol markers and colored pencils layered on top, just a dash of white acrylic for the highlights. The yellow and orange contrasts a lot with the blue, as well as the green and the red, which really makes this piece pop. I'm finding that this combination of art supplies is really working for me, and I'm loving the result. This Windex bottle was the perfect choice of subject to make a piece with just 3 primary colors. I absolutely love how this turned out. Both of these pieces were done using alcohol marker, colored pencil, and acrylic marker. In the desert scene on the right side, the cool green and blue tones contrast really nicely with the warm oranges, reds, and yellows, which I think turned out really well. I'm not super happy with this next page. This architecture was just not done super well. I love looking at architecture, but I kind of want to do something more intentional next time. On the right side, I did use a reference for this clown face, but I did mix it up a lot. I made it my own, and this was done all with colored pencil. This next work was originally done by John Stortz. It's a painting by him, but I wanted to recreate it with some fine liners, and I used a light gray Tombow as well. On the other side, I have a blue jay done with colored pencil and a little bit of white acrylic, as well as a little subway above, and glued in some piece of craft paper, if you can see it right behind the bird. I've seen so many people drawing ramen bowls, and I needed to try my hand at it, of course. This one was done with the same tools again, alcohol markers, colored pencils, and acrylic marker. This is okay. I think I can do better. I think I can get a lot more detail and add a lot more ingredients, so I'll definitely be drawing this again. Flipping over the next page is some Art Nouveau style stained glass. I don't really like how it turned out at all. Maybe I'll try to redraw it, I'm not sure. But then I have this cute little piece of cheesecake. Again, probably not my best, but that was alcohol markers, colored pencils, and probably some acrylic marker as well, and I think that turned out pretty good. I decided to use a tool that I don't use that much in this sketchbook, which is the Archer and Olive acrylograph pens, and that's what I use for this Welcome to Las Vegas sign. I think it looks pretty cute. It's a little squished though. Again, trying to hide that bleed through from the other page, and I think it looks pretty good. The next page I did some blood oranges using alcohol markers and the other types of tools that I use. Also some sprigs of eucalyptus and rosemary in the background. I think that looks really cute with the stripes. This vintage lady head is inspired by riding in a convertible with their scarves on their head and their cool funky glasses. Those flowers in the background were kind of inspired by those blood oranges on the other page. And as you can see, I try to hide some of the bleed through in her face, which I think it turned out pretty cute. On the other side, I have this lobster. I've been dying to draw a lobster, and I just got a new red alcohol marker, so I decided to go full out on him using an acrylograph in the background for the checkers, and I think it looks so cute. I love the red and the contrast in colors on these 2 pages. These next 2 pages, I'm not super happy with. We have a cheese grater done with colored pencils and acrylic markers. It's alright. Then I have a super fine liner for that Oreo in the top right corner. I ended up gluing in a little post-it notes. It got milk. It's okay. I added a dash of water-based marker for the milk as well. I did a little bit of a watercolor study here to try to test it out in this notebook. I'd say it kind of sits a little weird on the paper, but maybe I just used too much water, I'm not sure. When the watercolor was completely dry, I did layer it with colored pencil and acrylic marker. I'd say this green one and then the red one are probably my favorites. Overall, I really like how this turned out. I love the texture on top of the watercolor, and I'd say I'd definitely use it again. This next drawing was done only with colored pencil. I sketched it first in that yellow color, and I think it gives it a really cool glow. I really like how it came out. The texture at the bottom here and in the background was done using cross-hatching. I think overall it came out really cool. This reference was from Peggy's Cove in Nova Scotia. Then I used my alcohol markers again to draw this takeout box, and these cute little stickers are on the side. They're from our cruise to Nova Scotia, and I decided to stick them in there as a little keepsake. Of course, on the takeout box, I layered colored pencil as well as a black and a white acrylic marker. If you can't already tell, food and vegetables/fruits are some of my favorite things to draw. So I sketched a little turnip here. That was all done in colored pencil and some white acrylic as a highlight. I stuck in this little sticker from a Harley Davidson shirt and drew some patterns on it with some acrylic markers. Then the rest of the background was done using a colored pencil in all one direction to make that cool kind of texture. I took a receipt and glued it over a drawing I wasn't super happy with, and then I used the new Archer and Olive fine liners and I drew this little bunny on it. That day I had bought the green Posca in the background that I had used. It's number 72 apple green. On the right side I drew some pothos leaves and outlined them in the black to kind of make it pop. The pink bleed through on that side kind of matches in with the pink that I put on the left side, and I kind of like that. This last drawing I have is a pink Pueblo style house. The inspiration for this piece was a photo I saw by Sarah Asplin. I used shades of red and pink alcohol markers as well as colored pencils. I think I was able to achieve some really cool details in the house. In the background here, I used water-based markers just to round out the drawing and make the house really stand out. As of right now, that's all I have in the sketchbook to share. When I fill up this book, I intend to make another video and show you all the drawings that I've done.
Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Definitely like and subscribe if you like this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!